You as a brand, how many messages you can send daily or weekly or monthly?
TikTok has done a great job of limiting how much spam, essentially, you can send to the creators. So
And we are live again with Eric Young, our TikTok Jedi. And we're going to be talking about part 2 out of 4 on the TikTok journey, how to make your e-commerce brand successful, extremely successful on TikTok, which TikTok is the best way to scale your sales, better than any other way. In a short period of time, we're seeing sellers go from zero to $60,000 in 5 months. We just saw one from zero to $50,000 in 3 months. That's a record we've seen. But across the board, we're seeing everyone having great success on TikTok if you do it right. And that's why we're here, because we're going to go over the 4 parts to make your TikTok shop successful. And this is part 2. So, Eric, what do you have for us today?
thank you for the introduction, Ernesto.
You're welcome.
So just to recap, what are the 4 phases? So we have setup, we have content accumulation, we have conversion, and we have scale. This is obviously done on a product basis, as each product needs its own content, it needs its own setup, conversion, and scaling, of course. So we went over the setup, we went over some of the pitfalls, and if it's done well, then the next phase is content accumulation. So let's talk about that. So first thing, when you're talking about building a brand, you're talking about getting creators to make content. And there are many ways to approach this concept. Sometimes people will hire somebody, essentially paying like an upfront retainer to creators. That is an option. Sometimes people do a shotgun approach where they just get out a bunch of samples and they try to see which creators kind of work good for the brand. So now just to talk about that, if you're going to do a creator and you're going to pay money up front, this is probably somebody who has a decent follower and a decent monthly GMV, and they obviously bring something to the party. Now the other approach where you're doing the shot.
Define decent following. Are we talking about 500 followers, 1,000, 100,000 followers? What would you consider decent following and decent GMV?
So for me, GMV is more important than followers. I've seen viral videos go with 1,500 followers where they sold 400 units in an hour. But to me, GMV is senior. So if I was talking to somebody and they made I don't know, 50,000, 100,000, a million a month, something to that effect, to me that tells me A, they know how to make a good video, and B, they know how to convert. And so that is essentially what I want to see. I want people that know the platform, know how to make the correct hashtags, the correct content that catches people's attention, and essentially grow the brand. Because if you do it correctly, these creators are, in my opinion, more important to the brand's success than the actual customers. These are literally partners of the business. And the shotgun approach is about going through hundreds of samples to find that 10. Now, finding that 10, these people might not need contracts in the beginning. These might be up and coming creators, things like that, which they might be figuring out, and they might get a little lucky, or their personal life might be more relatable to this product. And that's why they kind of had success. But the contracted people, they should know the tricks. They should know how to get things going. And when they make a video, it should probably has a higher chance for GMV. And so those are the two different routes.
So if a creator has $300 in GMV, don't even bother reaching out.
Well, definitely it wouldn't pay them a retainer. So definitely not pay them a retainer. Now, the retainer means that they are going to add value to the point where they are almost like an employee. Now, I personally like to see somebody prove it, or I like to see content from them that with high GMV that also proves it. So let's talk about the process. Now, there's also the third process, which is, let's say you're a cold start and you have no sales, you're an unknown, you have no reviews. Now, when you're messaging people, you might want to let people know about a higher commission. And so this is to entice creators, because there's a snowball effect that happens when you start to get revenue. So the creators, they have their own business. They are making really good money. Some of these some of these creators are making 40 to 100,000 a month, and they're
Wow.
absolutely crushing it. So they look at this as a business. So when they look at a brand, it has no sales. Like, why are they spending their time? Maybe they want a free product, maybe, but this also, they want this to become their livelihood. And so if they see a brand not making sales, what can you do to make a good creator work with you? Well, you can do that by increasing the commission. So we're talking to somebody on the Bullseye team, and they came up with an increased commission strategy that had a very good conversion of creators. So they did a 25% commission, and they had a 25% conversion. So we use multiple different types of software, and let's say we send out 1,000 messages and we got 25% conversion. That would mean that we got 250 sample requests. So that's a
Pretty good.
pretty good return. Now, keep in
Because
mind,
some
you
of
can't.
these people
Yeah,
get 100 requests a day, right? Some of these creators get 100 brands reaching out to them every day.
some of them get thousands. So
Wow.
keep in mind, like, let's talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and I'm gonna show you something.
Mm-hmm.
Share screen. When it comes to reaching out to creators, and you let's say they say above a 5% is typically a good conversion. So you reach out to 1,000, you get say you get 50. That's okay, but the only way to do that is to use software. Doing that manually, sending target collabs is just is way too tedious to actually scale. So these are some software options that I have used that just wanted to go over. So Uptick, this is an option that you can use. It creates a bot, and you can essentially set it up to reach out to creators. And this definitely will help you scale, and it has some cool features. Another one would be Yuka. This is another software. This one is in my opinion a bit expensive. So this one's about $200 a month. Uptick is, I think, about I think it's 150 or something to that effect. And then there is Reacher. Reacher is another option. I think this one's probably priced in the middle between the two, but I think this one also has some cool features, and I think that they all do a lot of the same stuff. But
Okay.
essentially, it's a bot where you can create messages that represent the brand, and you can get it in front of creators at a fast pace.
Okay. So no matter what you do, use a software to be able to reach thousands of creators and not spend 12 hours a day trying to message these people.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look at that. So there's another software called Calo Data, which is like the helium-10 of TikTok. And so when you look at a brand, typically it comes down to 10 creators that are typically the brand ambassadors that you have relationships with. You pay them a retainer, as well as you're giving them the 15% commission. And these are the people that are going to grow your brand. So let's say if we just took let's take Crocs. So it looks like they're doing about 4.8 million a month on TikTok, which is pretty amazing. And as we know, the spillover is fantastic. I believe that it was 62% that said something like
That's
that
right.
they were going to buy D2C or on Amazon. And so that was pretty incredible. But let's look at this. So these creators right here, if you look at these creators in the top 10, even the 10th one is making over 100,000 a month GMV for the brand. Like, that is
Wow.
pretty impressive. The number one is making 232,000. So this brand probably has, it looks like, maybe even 20 affiliates. Like, even this one has a massive following, a great ambassadorship. I mean, even down to 30 creators still above making GMV of 25,000. Now this is Crocs. Everybody knows Crocs, very well known. But let's take an example of a shop that maybe is not as well known.
Are we able to see what percentage they're offering these creators?
We can't see all of the behind the scenes, but I
Okay.
can tell you this brand right here, they give away Lamborghinis, they give away condos.
For
These guys put in a lot of investment in getting the best creators to work with them, and I have never seen a strategy like theirs. But honestly, the payout is fantastic. So if you take what they're doing, because TikTok essentially is the marketing arm of your business, if you look at what they're doing here and then look at the exponential growth on Amazon, you can see the payoff. So let me just take one. Let's just take a brand. So we'll take Micro Ingredients, and we'll look at the creators here. So, okay, cool. Again, still very strong following. Now, keep in mind, if you're in the top 10 shops on TikTok, it's very likely that maybe you have a stronger presence with your creators, maybe even greater than 10. Like, these guys have, even in the look at that, 30, still at 24,000. So, but again, they're making 4.2 million a month. So this is the extreme situation. Let's see if we can find something that's a little bit.
would you be able? would you be able to look at this data and see how much the creators are selling without a software like this one?
No, no, no. So let me actually take it a step further. Let me show you something cool you can do with this software. So so you see that this creator is making and generating 423,000. This is seller operated. So this is actually, they're actually making their own branded content and they're crushing it incredibly hard. So this is definitely not the rule. This would be more like the exception. I would say that user generated content typically makes up less than 5% of the revenue, but in their case, it makes up a greater portion. So that means that they have some great content. But let's look at this person. So if you were to take this person, you would be able to see how much money they're making, as well as you'd be able to even see the videos that are generating that revenue. And
Oh,
so
wow.
and
That's
so you
super
can see the top 10 videos and you can see what they're doing. And so what you're doing in the outreach is, first you have software, and in the software you're putting together a message, a flywheel, basically a sequence of messages to get their attention, to let them know a little bit about the brand, make us relatable, kind of give them a little bit of a head start, maybe even send them ideas of videos in that category to kind of give them some inspiration so that they can post faster and have better content. And so all of this, you kind of try to build this out. And then you look at the conversion data. So you send out 1,000. And so people say above 5% is good. But the thing you also have to talk about is, what is the weekly messages limitations that you have. So that is a whole nother conversation. Let me see if I can
So that is you as a brand, how many messages you can send daily or weekly or monthly, correct?
Exactly. So there is so TikTok has done a great job of limiting how much spam essentially you can send to the creators. So that's the one thing that they did in their business model that is different than other platforms, is they actually put the creators first and they protected them. And I think that that is fantastic. And I see a lot of other platforms trying to catch up. But let me just pull up an example here. Go ahead and share
But
my screen.
they're most likely trying to protect the creators as opposed to protecting the brand in TikTok, correct? It's almost like a creators market in TikTok.
Well, they created a win-win-win. So it's good for the creators. It's guaranteed, because before you had to use sometimes like a link or a code, things like that. But this is guaranteed. Every sale, 15% or whatever negotiated commission you have negotiated with them, and they get guaranteed revenue. So this is a business. They're making good money. Let me go ahead and share my screen and show you this one thing. So now this particular example is a brand that's doing that is 60,000 GMV as of last Sunday. Now, these are the various tiers that you have to push through. So in the beginning, it's number of unconnected creators is 0, follower count is very little. Like if you look here, up to $2,000, you can only reach up to creators up to 20,000. So the cold start, this threshold, sometimes what you have to do when you're starting to get your first videos is actually do a fake buy just to get a first some revenue, so that you can get into this tier, so that you can reach out to 2,000. So this is kind of
what is this, monthly or weekly?
weekly.
2,000
So this is
weekly.
weekly. And so if you look at it, and what is 5% of that? And so 5% is about 100, right?
100.
So that's how many samples you possibly could do with a 5% conversion. Now, if you did the cold start strategy of doing the higher conversion and you get the 25%, at the very most, you probably looking at maybe that would probably be about 500. That would probably be a very rock star start. Now, I would recommend starting with one product in the beginning, just due to the limitations that you have on the platform. But once you exceed 50,000, sky's the limit, unlimited. And so you can do any strategy you like, and you can push as many products as you like. And to get to this point, you could have this success with one product.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong. It says up to $2,000 GMV, you can reach out to 2,000 creators. So if you're at $100 in GMV, you can reach up to 2,000 creators. Is that correct?
With a follower count up to 20,000.
Ah.
So they're trying to limit the spam to the creators that are building the platform.
Yeah. Now, can you talk a little bit, just a few seconds, about what software we use to get the sales velocity?
The sales velocity. So like
Celico, how we use Celico to
gotcha. Okay. So yeah. So there are multiple options. There's a lot of things. There's multiple reasons that I use Celico. So one of them could be to get that first sale, to get some GMV going so that I can increase my weekly amount. That might be something that I want to do immediately. If I'm trying to make that first 30 days the most productive, I might do some fake sales. Also, I might use Celico also to get reviews, because we, in this day and age, your social proof is directly proportionate to your reviews. So I would use Celico. I'd probably do the review service. We have a TOS compliant for TikTok to get reviews, and I definitely would recommend that. There is some other alternatives to that, but they don't work, and it's not worth the waste of time.
Okay, understood. This is pure gold, Eric. So just to recap, part one is setting up your TikTok shop, getting it approved, linking it with your fulfillment center. This is part number two. Now, here's where the affiliate outreach starts. And you want to use software. You want to make sure that you have enough GMV, at least 2,000 GMV, so you can reach out to enough affiliates or creators. What's going to be part three and part four on our next videos?
I'll just talk about that for a quick second. So 3 is conversion, 4 is scale. But before we get to those, we do want to add one other thing. So we talked about the software. We talked about the limitations. We talked about the 3 different strategies: increased commission, basic strategy doing the 5%, and we talked about doing the retainer. Now let's say the results start to come in. So first of all, you definitely want to make sure that you're picking creators on some sort of threshold. Now, I personally, I like to make sure it has above a 70% post rate. I like to see some decent GMV. And there's also a filter in the a sample approval process that says top 20% reliable creators on your list. And there's a lot of different filters, but I like to use that one because it really narrows it down and gives you the top 20% of the creators on there based upon the TikTok algorithm. So you want to make sure your creators are good. So what is a post rate? Well, if they have a 10% post rate, that means they got 10 products and they posted 1 video. To me, that's a scammer, and that's not somebody you want to give away money to. And so you want to make sure you have a decent post rate. GMV is nice as well. You know that in the beginning, your follower count is going to be low because it is part of the rules of the platform. So you want to make sure that you do the best you can with these up and coming creators. I recommend using the reliable creators. If you scroll down further enough in the filters, it'll show you that option. I think that is a good, safe way to start. Then you start to get samples, you start to get videos. So let's say once you get to 50 videos, there's a few things to look for. One, let's say, do you have any GMV? So sometimes you'll organically make money, and that is a good indicator. If you're not organically making money, that is okay. I like to start the GMV max ad. And at this point, then we start to get to the point of looking at conversion. And I think that is a good point to stop here so that we can continue that journey on the next call.
Okay, perfect. Well, the video was a bit longer than the other ones, but definitely worth it. A very, very useful information. If you guys want to have a one-on-one with Eric, you can go to bullseyesellers.com, schedule an appointment, and just put it on the notes that you want to meet with Eric, and we'll do a one-on-one meeting. So thanks again, Eric, and we'll see you on part number 3.